all started in the 90s when I came to America to become a filmmaker.
Yeah, I'm a big baby.
All right, we have a filmmaker in the house right now,
Nice.
Luci. And you have so many, like, what's the name you want to go by most?
Oh, maybe just by Luci.
Okay, hardworking.
But that's my company, is Good Hardworking People.
Yes, and you are one of them. You look great, Luci.
You.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, I know.
And talk about this movie that you've been working on for how long?
Awesome.
Well, I don't want to say that I've worked on it continuously, or that would sound tough.
That's
over it. Or
Okay, well, it takes time. There is no such thing as an overnight success, right?
Yeah.
So basically, I originally filmed in 1996. So it's originally filmed over like 2-3 weeks, interviews with these 3 single punk rock moms on welfare who had won the government song contest, and that inspired me to interview them about subjects from the song. And then 10 years later...
Wait a minute. That went a little quickly. They were in a contest to write a song called Fuck the Government.
The theme of the contest was Fuck the Government.
Right. And these were single moms on welfare in Florida.
That's right.
So it's kind of like bite the hand.
Yes. And these 3 girls won the contest.
That's right.
And you happened to just fall into this, or you knew that this was going on?
I actually wasn't at the contest at all. I was living in Germany at the time, so I found out about it later. I was friends with the women, and I found out that they had won this contest, and that was it. They didn't even have a band. They only played together for this contest.
And for this song only?
Only for the song. And I
They
was
won.
really impressed with what they had to communicate. It was 1996, the year of the welfare reform. People had a certain image in the media of what welfare moms were like and what single moms were like.
And these moms are adorable. Do you want to show the trailer now?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right,
we'll show that,
and then we'll...
also that's called All's Well and Fair.
Yes, All's Well and Fair. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to show it. It's 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and talk to you more. Okay.
Excellent.
It was a decade of grunge, riot girls, and the first Gulf War. Bill Clinton had just replaced George Bush Sr. when I met Margaret, Rachel, and Tina in a punk rock bar in Gainesville, Florida. Sure, they were young, outspoken, and played loud music, but they were all single mothers on welfare, working hard to take care of their families. In 1996, the year of the welfare reform, I turned on my VHS camera to capture what the world looked like through their eyes.
I feel like I cannot exist without assistance from the welfare people. It's sad, it's lame. And it's partly my fault that it's lame. I dropped out of high school, but I do believe that, I mean, in this great nation of ours, I should be allowed to make a mistake like that and be given a second chance without being humiliated beyond repair.
It really affected me when Jefferson was born. 2 months later, the Gulf War started. And I was still, like, just so nervous at having a child and, like, hold Jefferson in my arms and, like, cry, going, oh my God, you know, I've brought a child into this horrible world. And, you know, he's going to grow up and be 18 one day. He could, like, be drafted and have to go somewhere and, like, fight in some war and, you know, be killed. And it's like, for what?
Are you getting my daughter out of time now? I'm gonna get the kid out of time now. I'm in it for every year, they say. I think it's been 4 maybe. Uh-oh, I'm being a bad parent. Can't you see me being a bad parent?
The problem with being a mother is that I feel like I have to be the bad guy, the voice of reason. I hate being the voice of reason. I just want to play and have fun, you know?
10 years later, suddenly in our 30s, I couldn't help wondering how much these women had changed and who their children had become.
We're going to start a band. It's called Aftermath. It's really cool. My friend and that. We're all like, oh, that's awesome.
I probably shouldn't say anything about welfare. I'm feeling that I should keep it a big secret because now it's a big taboo. Me, a welfare recipient? Never. Now that it's become completely...
All right. Wow. So Luci, tell us about that.
Okay, so in the trailer you got a little bit of an idea of the backstory of why I made the film, and I think that that's important to understand when you're watching it. if you want to watch the whole thing. And I should explain a little something. So this is a documentary I made as a feature-length documentary, but what I'm doing right now is releasing it as a web series.
Okay.
So it's being released as 18-episode web series. It's
On
already
YouTube?
on YouTube. You can watch it on the website allswellandfair.com, on Facebook, facebook.com/allswellandfair.
So, you know, I hate to be a pain in the neck, but it's kind of my nature. What do you think of Facebook, YouTube, Like Me, Twitter, this, that, whatever? Like, what is it? Like, I know we all have to do it, and it's like, do you find that it's a solution to getting a lot to action? Or is it just an
Absolutely. So I want to say something
communication
about...
vehicle.
I know, I know.
I want to tell you, I specifically, this is...
I like your page. I love your page, you know? I mean, I like everybody, but it's like, please like me. It's like, oh my God.
But, okay, so I just want to make sure, like, my pages aren't about promoting what I do. My pages are what I do, okay?
Right,
So my
okay.
work is free, online. Anybody can watch it, anybody can enjoy it, anybody can discuss it. So what I'm doing is releasing a transmedia project. It's a documentary originally, and I'm releasing it online in episodes so that people will speak back. This is not just a standalone
So how
film.
did you get funding for the film?
I got funding for the film originally. Now I don't have funding for this. This is
Right,
I'm
it's
just
your
doing,
baby.
Yes, and in theory there's rev share with the episodes. That in theory I would get money if enough people watch, but to be very
So then we
honest,
want people to watch it.
oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
everybody
That's what I'm
watch it.
saying. So the idea behind the film is these women live a lifestyle that is a little bit outside the norm, I would say. They've made some conscious choices, some things just kind of happen to them because of their upbringing. But what I find interesting is how they live their life and how they raise amazing children.
And
despite
where are they
everything
today?
else. I'll get to the first
Okay.
second. I just wanted to share that they specifically talk about doing it your own way and making your own culture. So this is just to bring back. This is why I love Facebook, YouTube,
Right.
and everything.
Okay, good.
Because you can make your own culture there.
Yes.
You can make your own music videos like Sophie did,
Yes.
and she has a global audience.
Yes.
Even Australia can watch this. People
Right.
in China, maybe, it depends on how much they're being blocked. You know, but that's the reality. Like we can make
we
art,
do. We get
and we
people
can
watching.
share it.
It's cool.
And I think that, so that's what I'm going to say. Like, is it annoying when it's like me, like this, like that? Sure, but you know what? It's free. You get
It
to
is.
watch Sophie's music for free.
I
You
agree.
like her.
Exactly.
You know?
I know. I like everybody. Facebook changed. Like they put a block on how many people like you could like that wasn't letting me like anyone. And then they changed it. Now I can go crazy and like a lot of people all over again. So I like too many people, but like you know, it's a good thing. But you know what I mean. It's all about those likes right now.
Well, and about engaging, I think that so the like is one way of engaging, but you can also engage by sharing, or commenting. It should be fun. It shouldn't be a drag. You know, I think that you shouldn't just do this, do that, do this, do that, and it's just annoying to a person. You just click a button. Like that's what all of us hope is that you actually enjoy our songs or our films or whatever it is that we're sharing.
So back to your film.
Yes.
So when I met you, you had already shot the film.
I shot the 1996 portion, that's right.
And then you went back and shot more.
Right, so 10 years later, I went back to see how these women had turned out.
Oh,
Now they're in their 30s, and their kids were teenagers. And some of them were back with their husbands or had
Oh,
husbands.
really?
So I was curious how things had turned out.
It's real
for them.
intriguing.
Yes.
And how did you feel about it?
Well, I had done a very serious film about child abuse before and had a lot of expectation. And that gets back to why I love what we can do today with the internet.
Yeah.
Is I was looking for...
I mean, our show's on the internet.
Exactly.
We love the
Yeah.
internet.
And
No censorship.
There's no censorship and there's no gatekeepers, right? We can just put out whatever we want to.
Unless it gets flagged.
Well, I think that there are parameters. Like for me personally, I don't want to put anything out that hurts anybody, one way or the other. So I can agree with some of the flagging myself.
Yes.
Things usually get flagged that are somehow harmful, racist or.
What do you think about that teenager who was trying to tell a story about how bad bullying was, and she made up a fictitious character and then had the character commit suicide?
Oh.
And they gave her shit for it, like, well, we're going to suspend you. And she said, hey, I should get an A for that assignment. Everybody watched it and believed it.
Well, that's a very touchy subject, though, to like sell something as a real event when it wasn't. I mean, there's been some authors recently too that claimed that something was a memoir, and actually
She certainly made her point, made the news.
she did. Yeah.
And
but
then what?
I feel like that those kinds of stories can hurt the true stories that are being told, because then people dismiss it and say like, oh,
they get jaded by it.
Right.
Exactly. All right. So you were just finishing up though about the abuse.
Oh, right. I was just saying that I had gotten caught up in certain expectations with where I wanted to go with the film, and like worrying about festivals, distribution.
Right. Yeah.
Also, was an upsetting subject, and I dreamed of the days of being in my 20s before film school when I shot this original film with those 3 women. And I started fantasizing that wouldn't it be great if I just picked up a camera again and just filmed and not worry about anything.
Right.
And like to think about how things had changed for me, because I moved to New York and I went to film school and I did all these things and I became kind of grown up and jaded.
Right.
And overcautious. And I want to see had they changed the same way from the attitude they had.
That's so awesome.
Is it going to be in a film festival sometime? Or?
I don't think so, not at this point, because I'm releasing it online. I mean, there's always a possibility to get invited somewhere, but I'm not applying anywhere.
So
maybe they'll contact you.
How many episodes are out now?
I just released the 6th episode about 2 hours ago, and there are new episodes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Say it again, where they can go.
allswellandfair.com.
Allswellandfair.
And then literally it's everywhere: Pinterest, Twitter, Chill.
That's so cool. I've seen a couple of the episodes, and I swear to God, every time I see one, I don't want it to end. I want to see the next one.
Great.
I'm still waiting to hear my son.
Yes, so
I just saw him in this movie.
I
know. I'm so in awe over you for choosing them.
And I'm still waiting for you to chime in with some comments or response videos, because that's, like I said,
Yeah.
that's what I really want. Like I want
You want the
to
interaction.
talk back. Like tell me what you think. Today's episode is
Well, we're going to post the episodes on the rew-who Facebook page too,
and you can actually watch all of them because there's also a DVD, which I'm giving you.
Look at this! Look at this!
So you don't have to wait.
I'm so excited. Oh my God, this is really great. So, last shout outs. Oh, but before that, Lucy, it's National Brown Bag Day. Did you ever eat lunch in a brown bag?
In Germany we don't do that, which is where I'm from.
She has a lunchbox. You didn't have one, but in this country, they did that at one day. Before you could buy your lunch online,
do you like
you actually got sent to school with a brown bag.
Oh, that's right. I did.
Yeah, right?
And then you got your milk. You had to bring the money each month for the milk.
You could do that, yeah. So, do you have a skeleton in your closet that you'd like to share with us?
Well, I have a somewhat skeletal experience that might work, and it's probably a skeleton. I just discovered when recutting this film with the old material. It was all on VHS tapes. That's how I filmed originally, and I found a tape of myself and Rachel, who's in the film. Somebody else filmed it. We laid on the street in front of her house and did chalk outlines and paint. I kind of forgot.
Wow, that's pretty. Wow.
Do you like those hot dogs with the curry sort of?
What does that have to do with it? What does that have to do with it?
Just wondering.
Oh, it's German food. I love it.
That's one of the first things I had, and I was like, this is really great. Wow.
He's like me. He goes straight to food. I love that. I always do too. So what'd you get? That's a lunch bag snack. Now, it's also National Wine Day. Would you like to try the wine?
No, thank you. I can't drink wine.
That's fine. I don't care. You're welcome. You got the treat. Is there any other shout outs you'd like to share about this film? How many artists are there in the film, music wise?
Oh, I don't actually know. Probably like 20, 30, a lot. There's a lot of music in the film. All the singers are female singers. There is some instrumental music that isn't necessarily by women, but that was just another way of me being able to support women and them supporting each other.
Gina's in it, right? Is Gina?
Gina is not.
Oh, she's not.
No.
Okay.
She was in another film.
Okay. So you want to name your other films too?
Yeah, I have, the other film I did was All Red Children, about child abuse in the missionary community, but I have something else going on. It's a weekly 1-minute video series that's been going on for 2 years. It's called In a Brooklyn Minute. So every week I post a 1-minute moving postcard from Brooklyn, and before it was Berlin. And wherever I go, I make one.
That's so cool.
Nice.
And how do people find that?
That's also on YouTube, and you can just look for In a Brooklyn Minute on YouTube.
In a Brooklyn Minute.
Yep, or it's on iTunes. You can download a Vimeo. Again, Twitter is everywhere.
Good for you. And
Awesome.
it's good, hardworking people.
Yes.
.com.
Yes, or allswellandfair.com for this film.
Allswellandfair.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, we'll be back with more on this day, May 25th.
In Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. In a Brooklyn Minute.
Listed. And, you know, I guess that's a good thing. Welfare was like a parent to me, I suppose. It gave me what I needed, and then it cut me off when it needed to cut me off. Fair enough.
With me, I want to share mine with you.